Hi guys, welcome to a new knitting podcast. My name is Claudia and welcome here on Claudia's Knits, where I talk mostly about my colorful knitwear. I have my cup of coffee with me. I shop a lot of yarn, and today I have a whole new episode with 3 finished objects. Yes, I finished 3 things already in this new year 2025. My last episode was filmed before Christmas. So I had my Christmas break and I have a couple of small projects, got some yarn in between, started a new project. One of my finished objects is a gift knit, and I will give that in a day after tomorrow. So I really want to show you that today. But today is a little bit different because apparently I'm a little bit in my neutral, and for me that means white era. So I have a lot of white yarn to show you and projects with white yarn, which is not really typical me. Like I said, I like colorful knitwear. I like color in general. My walls are perfect for me. But yeah, I'm knitting with some knitting for olive yarn, for example, and I wanted to do that in a kind of neutral color. And for me, that is white. I just love white sweaters. So let's get started and start with a white sweater, basically. My first finished object of the year is my Esther jacket. Well, I started this, I think the end of October maybe, because I bought this yarn at a yarn fair a couple of months ago. And I started it quite soon, and in the beginning of January it was finished. So this is a pattern by Petite Knit, and it's an all over textured jacket cardigan thing. I just feel like it's a cardigan, but it's a round neck cardigan. I needed to do the buttons up to show you better. I knitted this in the recommended yarn, which is Elisabeth Jensen, a single strand of that, and Elisabeth Highland wool held double. And the Highland wool is a lace weight yarn, and the Jensen is a DK weight yarn. So quite a thick fabric it makes. I knitted it on needle size 5 as recommended in the pattern. So it's all done up and you can see it a little bit better. I just love this. I already know this will be one of my favorite knits. So the texture, if you don't know, is basically those, well, I see it as a little bit as an eye or diamond shape. It is all done with knits and pearls, so basically the texture isn't really that hard, but you have to keep track of it, or when knitting back and forth, especially the body, that is a little bit more labor intensive. And on the wrong side, the stitches are a little bit harder to see. I feel like because I'm quite experienced that I was just able to do that fine. And I don't mind knitting cardigans, as you know. And the sleeves were really easy because you only do one of this pattern repeat just on the middle of the sleeve. So that was really easy to learn, to memorize. I just needed to do this bit of the sleeve and then I memorized the pattern more or less and could do the sleeve quite fast. So you start at the back for this pattern. It's a basic drop shoulder construction. So you do the increases here along those edges. There is a little bit of shaping. Is there? Yeah, there's a little bit of shaping under the arms. You pick up stitches for the shoulders one at a time. And then you join under the arms. The bottom band is just a 1x1 rib. And you do the straight edges first, and then you do the neckline. And because this yarn is so thick, or the yarn combination is thick, the bottom band is done on 4.5mm needles, I think. So that was like crazy fast. I really enjoyed that. I've made some cardigans with a double knitted bottom band. Well, that is something else. And I just really love how this turned out. So I bought the yarn, I bought the buttons at the same time at the yarn fair, and these are the buttons that Petite Knit uses as well. So I just love the look of this. This feels really wearable. Of course, it's really cropped because I'm really short. I knitted a size medium, but I bought the yarn for the pattern of the smallest size, I think. An extra small or, well, I think I bought the yarn for the extra small. I felt like that is expensive enough. I will shorten it anyways, and then I can make a wider version of it. I bought 4 skeins of the Jensen, basically like the 100-gram skein, so 400 grams of Jensen and 8 skeins of the Highland wool. I have 50 grams or 60 or 70 grams of Jensen left over. So I used about 340, let's be safe, 340 grams of Jensen, and the Highland wool I have more than 1 skein left over, so I probably 50 gram skeins, so I bought 8, I used 6.5, so about 350 grams of the Highland wool, maybe a little bit more. So just if you're curious, I could have sized up to a large probably. Maybe I would have liked that a little bit better for if I want to wear it closed, because then it feels like it's a little bit snug on me, especially around the hips. But I really enjoy wearing this like an open cardigan. So here's the clip of me wearing it. I'm wearing my camisole number 9 underneath this. I just, like I said, this will be a staple for me. This is my kind of neutral. This will be with me for a long time. I just love the little bit of rusticness. I do think it scratches on my neck, but because it's a cardigan, I won't wear it on my bare skin around my chest or neck area. But on my arms, it's completely fine. I like how loose fitting it is. It's really low under the armpits. I love that. So yeah, it's just a beautiful, beautiful cardigan. And it was really fun to knit. I just love textured things to knit. So I am contemplating making a Esther Jacket sweater again. And I think I want to knit another like chunky knit cardigan jacket again. So I'm thinking about the Dagmar jacket by Petite Knit. That will be something for next fall, because I have so many projects planned or yarn that's like crazy. I need to plan ahead maybe. So yeah, I'm just so happy with this. And I know I'm talking fast about it, but I have shown you this in my previous podcast, and I can just really recommend this. So yeah, I'm going to buy quick because I feel like I'm losing the light already. So this is finished object number 1. Next finished object is something new, and it's my gift knit. I knitted another hot water bottle cover, and this time it's for my sister, whose birthday it was this week. Well, our birthday is on the same year. We're not twins. She's 6 years younger than me, but she's born on my birthday. So yeah, this is the Maxine hot water bottle cover by Laura Penrose or Penrose Knits. I have made one, and I showed you that in my previous podcast. I think that was for my sister-in-law. I had a white background and lots of purples and lilacs. And now for my sister, I wanted to do something that suits her a little bit more. I think this feels a little bit, it has the grandpa vibes, but she likes everything neutral, like brown, beigey, white, a little bit of blue. And I really wanted to do like a colored main color. So I used Drops Flora in a beige color. I don't know the color name because it was in my stash as the main color. And then I used different kinds of brown. These stripes over here are black. Then there's a little bit of navy over here in these sections, and a little bit of white as well. I just really enjoy knitting this project, and I knew I wanted to make this for her. So on a Sunday I casted it on, and I got up to here in one day. Well, it was quite a knit heavy day. And then in 2 evenings I did the rest. I just enjoy this so much. So the main color, as like I said, was Drops of Flora, held double by the way. And then the white is actually the Highland Wool held double. And the black, the dark brown, and the navy is Tin Pearkint. And this like light camel color is Knitting for Olive Merino held double. So it is a DK weight pattern. It is an all over like color work, but you do this in the round. The instructions are clear enough for me. So you follow a chart. I talked about it in this previous video, but if you're not really experienced with knitting colorful work, this is still a cute project, especially because it's ready quite easily. Like an all over color work sweater takes a lot more time, and I'm going to talk about that later. One thing I do notice that I'm not really happy about is that like these spots, as you can see, they're pulling a little bit. I think my floats are a little bit too tight. And I was mindful about it, but I think my gauge is a little bit too small. I knitted it, I think, on 4mm needles, like the pattern suggests, but it got stretched out a little bit. And with this version, like I mentioned in a previous podcast, like I wanted to, I carried the yarn up. So maybe not the navy, because that is only in the two places, but like the black or the white and the browns. Now the dark brown, I think I broke in between this bit, but I carried it up quite large pieces, but I don't think you're going to remove the cover anytime soon. Maybe when you want to wash it, but otherwise it will stay on and you won't see it. So now the collar is long enough, but this is a different hot water bottom, and this type suits the pattern better. Last time the collar was too short, but it knitted it according to pattern. So yeah, I blocked it. I'm really happy with it. It's not really my style. Like you can see, this is not really my vibe, but I think it turned out cute and pretty. It is grandpa vibes, but I'm going all for it. And I do have a hot water bottle for myself left over, because I really wanted to make one for myself with lots of beautiful pink yarns, but I don't know when, just when I feel like doing this one again. So this was the thing I really wanted to make this video about. So here it is. Next finished object, and last finished object, is something that I haven't blocked, but I'm going to count this as finished. And it's a hat for myself. So I'm a little bit in my hat era. I like knitting. I enjoy knitting hats. And this is another weekend hat I have made. This is my fourth, I believe, and third in like the span of 2.5 months. It's a pattern by Petite Knit, and it's an all over 1x1 rib. So you start at the bottom, just in rib, and then you do those edges, like it folds over and then it stays in place, and you do that with double knitting. I followed the measurements for an adult size small or medium or somewhere in between. Like I said previously, it only matters for the height of the hat. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit tired. And then you do these decreases on 4 points to the center. So it's a triple folded band on the hat, and maybe you can see that over here it starts a little bit like more uneven, and it gets neater all the way to the top. I knitted this on needle size 4 instead of the 3.5 of the pattern, because I started it and then it turned out way too small and like a child size hat, so I redid it. But I kept the size, and like you can see, it is really small still, but a 1x1 rib is really stretchy. And the yarn for this is Filcolana Arvetta. It's a sock yarn, so I think 75% merino, 25% nylon, or I think nylon. So it's a superwash yarn. So I still need to block this, and I'm anticipating that it will grow. And it will also grow with wear, because I have a weekend hat made in a mohair cotton blend, and when I wear this, wear it outside when it's raining or when it's really like moist from the fog, then, well, I feel like it has grown so much. So I wanted to make sure that wouldn't happen again too soon with this hat, but also because it's been so like rainy and moist outside. I don't think I want to wear this right now, just when it's only cold. But this is the hat. I got the yarn in the advent that I did with my friends, so she chose a blue color because I also love blue, and blue suits my eyes really well. So it feels snug and a little bit small. I want this a little bit bigger, but this is it now pre-blocked. Maybe I will show you again when it's blocked, but I don't know. It's just a hat. But I really enjoy this pattern. It won't be the last that I will make this year. I also want to make one in Tin Pear Gint. Like, I made 2 versions in Tin Pear Gint, but those were gift knits. One for my boyfriend, and he wears it all the time, and it just feels nice and rustic, and like it holds up so well, I think. And I'm a little bit scared about the superwash yarn, but I love the color, I love how it looks, and it's nice and soft. So this will be super cozy, and I can't wait to wear this. And I'm really happy that I have a new hat for myself. I really needed one. So those were my finished objects. I really need a coffee sip right now. Also, just in between, yesterday was my birthday, and I curled my hair, and it's so nice when I have a little bit of curl left over in my hair, because, well, my hair is normally pin straight. So this is like a different hair day for me. Okay, I'm ready, I think. I have three finished objects, 3 whips. Let's start with the most difficult one. This is my Christmas sweater, and I have a lot to talk about this. I wanted to make a Christmas sweater, like an all over crazy Christmas jumper that will be finished next year and will be with me for, like, I don't know, forever maybe. So I saw this pattern by Sandnes Garn. I fell in love with how it looks and the colors and how retro it feels, and like I could be in the movie clip of Wham. I want that feel. So I bought the pattern with the yarn in like a combined bundle, and this is the sweater. So you have those repeats of the red flowers, you have reindeers, Christmas trees. This looks so cool, like a cool retro version of a like a crazy Christmas sweater. But I do have some thoughts about it. I showed you a little bit last time, I feel like, and this is where I'm at. But this is the second time that I'm knitting this, and I'm still not happy about it. It is a raglan sweater, but you start knitting flat to raise the neckline. So you start in the back with those flowers, and then on the front side, like this slanted edge, you pick up new stitches almost every row, and you do the increases with a 1-stitch raglan. On the picture it looks really cool and oversized, but I feel like she is probably an extra small person and she's wearing an extra large sweater, because I'm knitting a size extra large, I think, or 2XL. Well, I started knitting in this and my gauge was too small, to be honest. With the color work, you knit a lot tighter than normal. The pattern calls for 3mm needles. I was doing that and it was way too tight, it was way too small. and it was bunching up here on the shoulder, like it was standing up. And I had done the yoke with one extra red flower also, and I did the collar. Maybe I have a picture of that and I can insert it here, but I was really not happy with the fit, and also steam blocking didn't seem to make it roomy enough, so I had to frog this. I had done all that progress on the Christmas days, and then after Christmas I frogged it. I immediately started it again because I know if I'm going to put it in hibernation, I probably won't want to start it again, or maybe too late in like October, November, and it won't be finished next to Christmas. So I started it again. Now I'm knitting on 3.75 millimeter needles, and only the rows in between, like there are a couple of just main color rows, I do on 3.25, I think, just to get those a little bit neater. So I went up quite a bit, also 1 or 2 sizes up, and a larger needle. And I'm still not happy about the fit. I think my gauge is still a little bit smaller, but choosing like an extra large or 2XL should counteract that. But here's the clip of me wearing it. And just now watching it back when I filmed it, I see that it bunches at the neck, at the back of my neck. So please, I need a little bit of help maybe with this one, because maybe that is because I need to pick up a different stitch count for the neckline. Like maybe I needed to pick up less stitches. Is that something that would prevent this bunching? Maybe I need to just wet block this whole thing. It is steam blocked, this part, because I really was curious about the fit and I'm not really happy about it. So it sits okay, but I have a lot of trouble with the sleeve. So I don't know if you can see it, but this is the sleeve. So from here, here's a raglan and here's a raglan, and this is so small. Like it's this portion, this is the sleeve that sits over here. And on all sizes, the amount of stitches that you need to have for the sleeves between the markers is basically the same. It doesn't differ all that much. I don't know with this pattern. I think that it's not the best written pattern, to be honest. I'm not really excited or positive about how it is written. I've talked about it before. You need to have quite a lot of experience, I feel like, but that's fine. I just don't like the fit, and I wanted that cool girl oversized look, and I'm not getting that, and I did this 2 times already, and I really don't feel like frogging it again. And also the yarn is Sandnes Garn Tin Peer Gint. The label on the yarn says that you need to do it on 3mm needles, and I feel like the fabric is fine. I don't want to knit this on a larger needle, yeah, like maybe 4mm needles, but not 4.5. So I really don't understand how they can knit this on 3mm needles and get a larger gauge than this, and I'm a little bit insecure about this. And especially when I look back at that footage and see that the neck on the back is not sitting well. Like I can cover it with my hair, but this is such a labor intensive thing, and I really enjoy knitting colorwork. For the second time around, I still enjoyed pretty much every stitch of this, which is saying a lot. And I do want to keep knitting this. I haven't knitted on this for almost 2.5 weeks now, because I don't allow myself to. I wanted to finish the hot water bottle cover, the sweater, the hat, and my other whips. But I want to start knitting again, and it is almost reaching, like here's my armpit, it's almost reaching this, but it needs to be a lot deeper to get enough width for the arm. So I'm having the most difficulty with the arm portion, and it's just frustrating. So yeah, I don't know, there are not a lot of people have knitted this because it's really niche thing to knit. I still love the colors and like the colorwork pattern. I just don't like the fit of it. So I'm questioning a little bit. I just hope that wet blocking will relax it even more. Maybe I should wet block it just to check, or maybe you can ease my mind as well that it will all be fine, or maybe come with a little bit of a solution, because yeah, I'm a little bit bummed. I wanted this to be the perfect homemade, like knitted Christmas sweater, but it won't be. I don't think I will be 100% happy with this. I also think, but that's also to do with that it's an all over colorwork thing. This is quite stiff, the arm and shoulder. So when I lift my arm, the whole sweater moves up, and I don't think you can prevent this. So I'm just going ahead with this because I have all the colorful yarns. I mean, in between those flowers, there's a little bit of yellow, and there's a little bit of yellow on top of the Christmas tree. And like the stem here is brown, and Rudolph has a red nose. Look at those details. Those are so cool. So that's my Christmas sweater. I don't know when you will be seeing this again, because I want to make a decent amount of progress before I can show you. I have another more whips. Next, really fun. We're going into my white obsession. And that's this beautiful, beautiful fluffy thing. I am working on the Elisabeth blouse by Petite Knit, which is a really cool raglan sweater with a V-neck and the collar. And I already own one. I've made one in a green yarn. Don't really love the yarn. I've talked also about that in my everything I knit in 2024 video, so you can watch that as well. And now I'm knitting this in Knitting for Olive merino and soft silk mohair in the color way cloud/sky. I think it's cloud, but also says sky. And it's a beautiful whitish color, but as you can see, it has a little bit of a pinkish undertone. I'm a winter type girl, so cool tones suit me best. And I just love this look. So you start with Judy's Magic cast on and you knit this whole collar. It's quite a bit of length and it's double folded and beautiful finished. I'm knitting this on, I want to check this, 3.5mm needles, a little bit smaller than the pattern suggests. That's for 4mm needles. You knit it down so it's closed, the collar, and then you do the raglan dividing and then the yoke in the raglan. As you can see, I have just finished that. That was quite a bit of back and forth on quite a small gauge, but already, just one thing, this is the sleeve. Looks already so much better than the Christmas sweater. And also, by the way, I have really cute stitch markers from them, from the Mindful Creators, on here that she gifted me for my birthday. And now I'm working on those V shaping, and you do some double knitting. So this is the collar that will be folded over, and then this is the V. So you pick up stitches along the side and you do some double knitting. And that looks so neat and so beautiful. I was really impressed with the first time I made this. It's just a little bit of work. Like, I did one thing in almost one evening. And I'm working on the second one. So I have done this little bit. So it's a little bit harder to see. When those double knitting things are done, then you can join in a round. So you fold those over each other. You can join in the round. You still need to do some raglan increases and get the depth. And then it's just straight ahead. I really enjoy knitting with this yarn. And I always say that I'm against mohair. I don't like the feel of everything getting full of fluff. I don't like how it feels on my neckline. But to be honest, this isn't that bad. I still think I need to wear a high neck top underneath this, but that's why I chose a V-neck sweater. So I can wear a high neck top, it won't touch my collarbone area. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one. And I have the skeins over here, they're just so stunning, and it was a splurge, definitely. But one of my knitting intentions is using more luxury yarn or good quality yarn that I feel like it will last me, well, maybe not a lifetime, but a long time. And yeah, I just think this looks really beautiful, and I think it will block out really neat. And a white Elisabeth blouse. Really excited to have this in my wardrobe, and I hope I will wear this. I'm a little bit hesitant about it, but I have bought some more mohair, and yeah, I'm just excited. It's thin, but it's warm, it's luxury, and neutral. But I do want another sweater with that dark bottle green. And then lastly, my last whip that I want to show you is white again. And that's the Lyon sweater. And that's also, I haven't mentioned it, I'm wearing my Lyon sweater. It's a pattern by Petite Knit. I'm just a fan of Petite Knit, as you know. It has a contiguous yoke construction. So you have this beautiful sleeve detail. You start in the back for a little bit and you do those increases over here. Then you do a straight thing over here. And then you pick up stitches along the side, and that will be the sleeve. And you do some increases. It turns into a raglan, and as you can see, it is striped. It is nice and roomy, and I love how this feels. I think I made a size large. I knit this in Drops Daisy. I've talked about this many times before. I don't like the yarn. It is the most comfortable thing I've made and that I own probably. But the yarn is full of like the short fibers, so it pills, but also it gets like a fluff layer. And when, especially because it's striped, the blue fluff transfers to the white, and then yeah, it looks like this. And it looks like this after maybe 2 hours of wear. I was too lazy to depil this and make it clean for this video. Mostly you won't see it. But I knew I wanted to make this sweater again in a better quality yarn, just because I really want to wear this, but this will be my home version. And I want something that I will be able to wear at work, because I don't feel professional enough in this sweater. So in a Knitting for Olive sale, I bought Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino, and that's what I'm using. And this is what I have. And yes, it is the same color. It is cloud / sky / cloud. So the Heavy Merino is a 50 gram skein, is 125 meters. It looks like a DK, and they say to knit it on 4.5mm needles. And I am doing that exactly. The pattern calls for 4, I'm knitting on 4.5. Who am I? But I like the look of it. I'm hitting gauge. It is not as drapey as Daisy, because that's just my non-super wash merino that's really soft. This has a little bit more toothiness, but I love it. It's not as thick, but it will be worn. So I did the back thing with the increases, the front, you pick up along the side, and now I'm working on the increases at the front and the back. And I just started the raglan, I believe, and I joined in the round, so I think really excited. And the contrast color, no surprise, is just the navy blue. Oh, it almost looked black. I'm really sorry about the lighting. I will show you next time. It's navy blue, because I love the combination of a white and navy blue sweater. It's just classic and timeless. So, and I also have a striped sweater planned with like mauvey pink rusty color. I already have the yarn in stash, so I wanted something different. So yeah, next time I will have the yoke done probably more, because this is going by fast. I wanted to have the yoke done of my Elisabeth before I started doing this, but like in, just a couple of hours, I felt like this was done. I'm exaggerating, you know that, hopefully. But yeah, I'm really happy. So I'm really enjoying that now my whips are my Elisabeth blouse and the Lyon sweater. Those are my main whips. I still have a gift knit to make the upcoming weeks, but I really want to make some time for myself right now. The Christmas sweater I will take maybe a year, so I'm okay with that. And like I said, I have a lot of sweaters planned. I want to make the Olga sweater, that's the striped sweater by Petite Knit. And maybe the Esther sweater in Period, dark brown, that I already have in stash. And maybe some other, I don't know. But I do know I don't want to knit a whole lot of summer projects. So I just want to keep working on sweaters and cardigans because I enjoy that so much. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. It's kind of short and sweet, but thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you again in my next video. Bye bye.